Good morning to you on this Thursday, talking about some low lows, even a record breaker in Bridgeport. When the numbers rebound and when the rain's coming up.
Potential new consequences for driving impaired. What lawmakers are considering that will make you think twice before getting behind the wheel buzzed.
Plus, just in time for summer, lower electric rates are coming down the wire. We'll tell you how much savings you can see.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First at 6, a frosty start to the day out there. Good morning. Thanks for being with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Yeah, several counties in Connecticut seeing a freeze warning in the middle of the day. And now the question is just how low are temperatures going to get? Are we at the lowest points now? Matt Scott, I'm curious to find.
Yeah, absolutely we are. Yeah, and if it moves another degree or so up or down, I mean, that's it. It's semantics at this point. But yeah, a frosty start out there with a couple of temperatures getting really low. Nice rebound, though, in temperatures later on today. Still not up to where we need to be, but it's going to be a very nice afternoon. And it's a wet weekend, and we'll talk about that. I know the timing's not great with that. Here's the radar picture. We're not looking for anything, but we got a breeze out of the northwest. Those freeze warnings all the way down to the shoreline in New London County. I hope gardeners, I hope you took care of those new freshly planted plants or whatever it was you have in the garden, because that's dangerous for them. Look at the numbers: 31 in Torrington, 30 in Willimantic, but even farther down, you got 31 in Norwich, 32 in Chester. Winds have backed off, so that's certainly some good news. And there will be a nice little rebound with temperatures under the mostly sunny skies getting into the low, mid, even some of you get to the upper 60s. Still not where we need to be, though. We'll talk about the numbers and a look at the weekend and that wet schedule. That's all coming up. Let's check the roads right now. Lauren Zenzi, I bet a lot of those seat heaters are on.
Oh, yeah. I turned my heat on this morning. I loved it. I was cold when I woke up, though, because I refused to turn my heat on in my house last night. All right, we don't have any crashes or incidents to report. A lot of the overnight road work getting ready to wrap up right now. Over in Waterbury, I-84 eastbound is still closed. It should be opening up in the next few minutes, just due to some construction between exits 18 and 20 heading over to Route 8. So just be mindful of that if you're heading out the door in and around the capital city. 91, 84, Route 2, all looking good. Taking a live look out on I-91 as you're branching off to I-84. Things are looking great right now. Very light volume to report out there, so that is some good news. New Haven over to West Haven, 91 over to I-95, not looking too bad. As you're heading into the Milford, Stratford, and even Bridgeport area, we are starting to see some heavier volume starting to build, but overall, we'll take it for now. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Tim and Eric, I'll send things back over to you.
Lauren, thank you. Yeah, 6:03. Connecticut lawmakers are working to lower the legal blood alcohol concentration in terms of what's the maximum amount you can have and still safely get behind the wheel.
That bill is being discussed today. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at the Capitol now with more on what they are proposing. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning to you both. Lawmakers say they have a couple of different bills on the table this legislative session that could help people stay safer whenever they get behind the wheel. But the one that they're specifically discussing today could prevent drinking while impaired, and it could, they say, save lives. Right now, the legal blood alcohol concentration to get behind the wheel is 0.08. Now, that number has been set across the country. Now, Connecticut lawmakers want to lower that level to 0.05. Now, if passed, our state would only be the second one behind Utah to pass this kind of legislation. Advocates of the bill say research shows 40% of all Connecticut fatal car crashes involve at least one driver that was impaired at the time of the crash. They say nationally that rate is only 30%, putting us far above the national average on impaired fatalities. The Connecticut Department of Transportation is working closely with lawmakers to help gain support. Leaders saying this bill would encourage good decision making.
One drink is all it takes. There's a lot of research out there that shows that even at 0.05 that people's ability to operate a motor vehicle is affected, that people are impaired at 0.05.
And again, this bill is being discussed by lawmakers today. We will have a reporter there for that discussion, and she's going to bring you the entire story and what they all had to say later this afternoon. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thanks. We'll check back. Also happening at the state capitol, lawmakers are trying to address the recent spike in wrong-way crashes here in our state. On Wednesday, the State House unanimously passed a bill putting more safety measures in place for some of the state's most dangerous roads and on-ramps for wrong-way crashes. Connecticut already put wrong-way flashing lights at 9 different on-ramps across the state and a wrong-way detection system at 7 other ramps. But a new bill would put even more safety measures in place, including things like rumble strips.
You know, if you could have signage, but if somebody's impaired, they might not see that sign. But if you're driving up the wrong way and you feel that rumble, chances are you're going to wake up and say, let me pull over.
So the state police would be notified to let others know potentially that there is a wrong-way driver on the highway. The state police would be deployed, they'd come out and hopefully remedy the situation before anything negative happens.
Now, last year alone, 23 people died as a result of wrong-way crashes in the state of Connecticut, comparing that to just 6 deaths in 2018. Now, this also comes after a wrong-way crash in January killed State Representative Quentin Williams.
Lawmakers are also pushing for stronger protections for survivors of domestic violence. The state Senate unanimously advanced a bill that would expand GPS monitoring of violent offenders, increase funding for victim services, and more.
They are not just dealing with their safety, but they're dealing with trying to find housing, employment, childcare, and other issues that obviously create barriers when trying to keep yourself and your family members safe.
The bill would also prevent people who are convicted of certain domestic violence crimes from collecting alimony from their former spouse. Domestic violence incidents are on the rise in Connecticut, and in particular, cases involving repeat offenders.
Happening today, a former Wendy's manager accused of using racial slurs is expected to face a judge and enter a plea. Brett White was fired from Wendy's after he was accused of yelling racial slurs at a basketball team back in February. Now, in his last court hearing, White's attorney wanted his client's record eventually wiped clean through a diversionary program for first-time offenders. The Wyndham-Willimantic branch of the NAACP says White should not be allowed in that program and should instead face the consequences of his actions. Well, there's some good news this morning for Eversource and United Illuminating customers. It's possible that your monthly bill could soon go down.
Yeah, both utility companies are proposing lower rates for the second half of the year after a costly winter in terms of electricity.
Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Hartford now with more details on this. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, with these proposed rates, United Illuminating customers would save about $28 a month, and the average Eversource customer would save about $56 a month. Now, it's important to remember that electricity usage does increase in the summer, so that still will be reflected in your bill. But if these proposed rates do go into effect, it will officially take effect on July 1st. Now, of course, this comes as last year and earlier this winter were the highest electricity rates in years, and customers were feeling those increases. Now, if the new proposed standard service rate goes into effect, it will certainly help customers with money monthly, but a lot of that will still depend how you use your electricity this summer.
The average customer tends to use about 35% more electricity in the summer. So you just have to watch that. Your rates are coming down significantly, but folks tend to use more in the summer as well. We know this past winter rate was high and was a hardship for our customers, and this new rate should be a significant benefit for our customers.
And for customers trying to save some money, it's important to keep your eye on the thermostat. And again, just because the standard service rate may be lower doesn't automatically mean you'll pay less in total each month. But again, the average UI customer would save around $28 a month. The average Eversource customer would save about $56 a month. But these proposed rates still need to be approved by the regulatory authority. So when that is the case, if that is the case, then those rates will officially go into effect July 1st. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on that on air, online, and on Fox 61 Plus. Live in Hartford this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, we will see where things stand in about 6 weeks. Lindsay, thank you so much. 6:09 this Thursday morning. Today, 35 new state troopers are expected to graduate. That's going to happen at 11 o'clock this morning at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain. You're looking at video of graduation from last year. State Police said this graduating class has been in training for 6 months and will report to their assignments when they complete their field training.